What's up, guys? Today we're talking about how to run properly for distance. Specifically, we're going to talk about how to find the right amount of core engagement for that distance run. When it comes to running properly, especially for distance, it's all about finding that right gear that we need to be in, right? Think about the gear your car wants to be on the highway when you get to that 60, 70 miles an hour, all depending on where you live, where your body and your car can just kind of cruise for a long time. Your gas mileage is best then. Everything is most efficient then, right? If we were in a wrong gear, the engine would be too low. It would have a hard time kind of accelerating up over hills with cars. And conversely, if the gear was too high, or too low, I'm confusing my gears, but you know what I'm talking about. If the RPMs are shooting up and we're redlining, well, that doesn't work either, right? So there's a sweet spot when we're driving. Well, guess what? There's a sweet spot when we run too. And we like to think about this gear analogy because it kind of works the same. Now for you, your long run might be 2 miles or 3 miles, or it could be 30 miles, depending on who you are and you're talking to. And when we're talking about gears today, what we're gonna talk about is core engagement, the right amount of tension we need in our body to stand up. Because here's the deal, gravity is pulling down on us all the time, and I need to have enough engagement to kind of keep everything stacked and in line. If I go no engagement, I go here, I get pulled down to the ground. But I also know with running that I need to have some flow, some fluidity, some grace. So I can't be here and I can't be rigid either. So that's where we're talking about how much tension do I need for what I'm doing. Now, if you see a sprinter, Usain Bolt, going down the track, very muscular, very tense, right? There's a lot of tension going on in the system to support his body's ability to run that fast. But notice that he's only running for less than 10 seconds. So he's not able to hold the tension he has in his body for any longer. That's a good thing, right? He's not trying to hold that same level of tension for, say, a marathon runner, and vice versa. So that's kind of what we're talking about there. And the way you can sort of test this is, I'm tall, can I get a little bit of engagement in my belly and my butt? But can I still breathe? Can I still relax my shoulders? And can I still jump? If I'm too loose, it gets a little wobbly. And then also if I'm too stiff, it's, hey, a little bit too stiff. So that's just a way to kind of feel this thing out. What I want to do is actually show you how to train this thing, and we're going to take it down to the ground. Now, for the second component, a lot of times you might be watching this and you're like, Nate, I don't know what these different tensions and gears are you're talking about. Doesn't make sense, right? I just run and it hurts or doesn't hurt. I don't know what's happening. Well, just by thinking about it, number one, it's going to start to feel a little bit better. But the other thing that's important is that I need to develop a buffer around this. I need to be able to develop more tension than I need in my running so that all of a sudden I can feather this in the actual running part. The best way we do that is some simple core strength exercises. I'm going to show you how we can just mess around with a plank to take more tension away or less tension away. Now, when I'm in that plank position, my arms are going to be flat on the ground. My body's going to be straight behind me. My belly and butt's going to be very, very tight. And first thing I could do is just relax as much as possible, and I can get as tight as possible. If I was holding this for a long time, what I want to do is find the right amount of tension needed to not lose my shape, to not arch my back, or to not lift my hips up, or do any other thing like that. But the way that I can actually start to develop more tension in the body that's going to develop for running to give me that higher ceiling is actually to play with some different things, like taking my leg off the ground or my arm off the ground. So notice that if I'm in this plank position and I squeeze my belly and butt and all of a sudden I lift a leg up off the ground, all of a sudden I have a little bit more tension in my body. And that's going to help support me and give me that strength I need for a little bit longer. I could go here, I could even take an arm up off the ground and hold this. I could hold this up here, or I could try to go a leg and an arm at the same time, and now all of a sudden I'm dealing with a little bit of balance and everything too. But that's a way to kind of develop that strength and that tension I need so that when I go back up tall to running, as I come back up tall right now, where all of a sudden I can start to feather this. It's like, hey, how much do I need? Too much is too much, too little is too little. I need to find the right amount. It's gonna vary if I'm going uphill or downhill or anything else. So I can play with these different planks, from a regular plank to really getting that engagement, to taking a leg off and then taking an arm off. And what I'd like to do at least twice a week is work on this core strength. And one of the best things you can do is try to hold these planks for 20 to 30 seconds for quality. Now you may notice that you could go for longer, but the quality isn't quite as high. So try to go 20, 30 seconds, peak tension as much as you can. And the way you can challenge that more, as I said, is 20, 30 seconds with a leg up off the ground. 20, 30 second one arm plank is very, very challenging, especially when you keep your shoulders and your hips square. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna build that ceiling. It's gonna push that ceiling up further so that when you run and you're getting into that gear, you actually can develop way more tension than you actually need for your run, so that when you run, you can find just the right amount. But you're not that runner who's so weak and unengaged here that you don't have enough tension. And when you don't have enough tension, that's when, as I stand up tall here, that's when I start to lose my hips, I lose my shoulders, my mechanics start to fall apart. So with that distance running, that core engagement is huge. Guys, that's it. I hope you liked this video on how to run properly. If you did, go ahead and let me know. Hit that like button. If you have any comments or questions or what we talked about, any requests on other videos you'd want to see, definitely hit us up in the comments. Of course, subscribe to our channel if you want more great run technique, running injury prevention videos, strength training, run workouts, everything you want to get as a better runner, we have it on our channel. Definitely subscribe to The Run Experience. And finally, because you've made it here all the way, you've gone all the way to the end of this video with us, we got a little gift for you. We want to hook you up with 2 weeks of free run strength and mobility training that's really going to take you to that next level with your running. All you need to do to get it is to click this link in this video, or hit that link down in the description. Especially if you're on a mobile device, you're gonna wanna hit that link in the description. Either way, those links are gonna take you to a page where all you need to do is enter your name and your email address. I'll be able to personally send you that training so you can start kicking major butt. Once again, thanks for watching this in this video. We'll catch you in the next one.